拉斯维加斯埋葬在一片沙漠，雪梨歌剧院在炙热的火海烧灼，泰姬玛哈陵秃鹰环寺只剩下断垣残壁。这是一则警示预言，还是他根本预见了人类的灭亡？愚蠢年代是一则糅合剧情、记录和动画的影片，场景设定2055年，冰雪早已消融的极地。全球资料中心的管理员借由资料画面追索人类灭绝的真相。
We could have saved ourselves, but we didn't. It's amazing.
影片透过大量真实新闻影像，刻画人类和地球的现实处境。
Search visible impacts of climate change leading up to 2010.
101 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the hottest day ever recorded.
700 people are now feared dead after the strongest ever recorded day's rainfall in India's history.
全球暖化导致极端气候现象频繁出现。影片中不再进行理论的辩证，而是提出一个个彼此关联的人间悲剧。归根究底，祸首就是毫无节制地使用石化燃料。影片中说，人类历史开始于采集和偷窃。
But when it came to stuff worth pinching, one continent had it all. Ivory, copper, cotton, rubber, wood, tin, gold, diamonds, and people. As cheap energy, slaves were unbeatable until a less troublesome energy source was discovered and a new era began. Human numbers increased 5 times over, and with each person wanting more and more stuff, oil became the resource worth fighting for all around the world.
尤其人心不足，欲求不满，人类对地球的剥削压榨，一代胜于一代。
Skiing in the desert. Heating the air. Lighting empty offices. Energy is so ridiculously cheap, it makes perfect economic sense to just put it away. China is the new bad guy, because they are building a new power station every 4 days. But a quarter of that energy makes stuff for us. Western companies pay Chinese workers crap wages to make crap plastic toys, then ship them to Europe and wrap them in more plastic. Punters drive to the out-of-town megastore in their gas guzzlers. Plastic toy in plastic box goes into plastic bag. 2 days later, toy is broken, and back it goes to a Chinese landfill where it stays for about 50,000 years.
人类永远无法饱足的物质欲望整惨了地球。所有科学家都警告，地球温度的增加绝不能超过工业革命前2度。
The reason for that is because if you cross that threshold, then there are tipping points in the Earth system which could drive the warming process essentially out of control. Huge amounts of carbon could be coming out of the world's trees and the soils. Methane could be coming out of the permafrost in Siberia. And it's that extra input of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere which then leads us up the worst case scenarios to 6 or more degrees and the eventual wipeout of most of life on Earth. So our emissions have been going up between, let's say, 1950 and now. They need to level out, stabilize, and then decline just as rapidly to sustainable levels, about an 80% cut by 2050. But crucially, to keep the temperature rise within 2 degrees, this point of stabilization needs to be at around 2015. So that means really the timeline we've got, ticking clock, is that we have to stabilize global emissions within just 7 years from now.
如果温度降不下来的话，怎么办？
Half past 2 degrees, we cannot now stop runaway climate
There are
change.
simply too many people to feed on Ireland's remaining farmland.
Suicide rates increasing 800%. The Amazon rainforest is still burning.
And anyone who cannot bear to eat their own cats and dogs.
Entering the 8th world food crisis.
World temperatures today passing 4 degrees.
It's not retaliatory nuclear strike on the desert.
Across the entire continent. We wouldn't be the first life form to wipe itself out. But what would be unique about us is that we did it knowingly.